Yeah, welcome back to Daily Wrap. It's time to read some of your viewer comments. First up, we asked you about race-based scholarships last night. We got plenty of responses. Mark says, I think race-based scholarships are intended to help those who have less resources due to their race. I think that it's okay, but in the end, there will be those who need the scholarship more and will not receive it because it will be going to a specific race, and that's just not okay. All right, Nomi, you probably support this initiative about basing scholarships on race. Defend it.
There's scholarships for everything. There's scholarships if you have one arm, were born with one arm, half Asian, half
a fugitive?
African American. Seriously.
What was that, the guy with the hook?
The man with the one arm man.
There are literally scholarships for everybody. So it's not illegal. It's not even affirmative action. It's a type of scholarship that's available for a certain demographic.
Is there really a scholarship around a guy with, if you only have one arm?
Yeah, there are type-specific scholarships for anything and everything you can imagine and 6 things you can't.
Really?
That is because philanthropists have a right to use their funds however they want.
Yeah.
Not surprisingly, they tend to do it in ways that,
So if you're a rich guy and you lost an arm once, you say, you know what, I think
I want to help someone with no arm. Yeah, sure.
That doesn't affect your brain anyway. I mean, it's a bad way to go through life.
Your money, your right how to spend it. What I think the commenter was right about is that when you do it based on race and not based on need, you do start to get to a funky kind of place.
Right.
So if it's need-based and race, maybe, but the idea that less talented people simply because of race would be granted, that does put us in a weird place.
I know you want to jump in, but I just want to explain what we were talking about last night in case you missed the show, and you should DVR it when you're at home. And you can watch it online at YouTube at Newsmax TV. Anyway, point being that this was based strictly on race in terms of black, right, and white, and it doesn't. Asians aren't included, or Germans,
and it's a public institution. That's the other thing. It's UC Berkeley. This isn't a private school saying, "Oh, we'll have a scholarship based on your skin color." But to the commenter's point, though, I agree with him in his conclusion. But he says something about due to less resources because of race, and that to me, that construction is like it's a soft bigotry of low expectations issue, and there's something fundamentally wrong about that. I think.
Well, we have to move on to more important things.
To attack the commenter.
Yes, there you go.
Can't defend himself.
Gently.
He's going to be on your Twitter feed later today.
Always the best people to attack.
Anyway, more importantly, we have comments on Donald Trump. Taylor says, if it were not for Trump, the Jeb Bush machine, it's a machine, would have already targeted and attacked Ben Carson, Carly, Ted Cruz, and anyone else in the establishment's way. Much like Romney did to Herman Cain, 999, Newt Gingrich, and a few other during the 2012 presidential election. I never forget the 999, so it was effective. And Linda says, I prefer Trump over Carson. Trump has fire in his belly. I like that. I also trust Ted Cruz to be the voice for the people. I love Trump and Cruz. Okay, well that would be an interesting ticket, I think.
And they're bros too.
They're what do you mean?
They're bros. They hang bros. So the kids are saying these days that bros are like two guys who hang out with each other and get along. They actually have a rapport.
Let's move on, Bradley.
Stepbrothers.
I don't see it. A Trump-Cruz ticket? No.
Why
I don't
not?
think so.
I mean, Cruz he is a senator, but he's seen as an outsider. Cruz never attacks Trump. Maybe there's some sort of deal on the side saying
it could be. I'm open to be, to be surprised, but I don't think so. I don't think that's the way it was coming down.
Let's completely go sideways here. And who would Trump's running mate be, in your opinion, Ben? Completely on the spot and something I didn't have you prepped for.
Trump's running mate.
Carly, businesswoman, businessman.
No, she's not a competent enough businesswoman.
Carl Icahn, who he likes to evoke.
Yeah, maybe Carl Icahn because he also has that New York ethnic, gritty, and he's wealthy and can negotiate with the Chinese and the Mexicans and crush everyone all over the world.
I like that.
That's Trump's job. He can't have, you can't have two Trumps.
He has to stand in if the president can't function.
That's true. Good point.
It won't be
But
Trump.
can he win South Carolina?
Then Trump Graham. He brings along Lindsay, and then it's a disaster.
Oh, then I'm all about it.
Okay. On the Oregon shooter, Mike says, how about getting the facts on this Oregon shooter? Endless agonizing over solutions without detailed background, he said, is demoralizing. Do some investigative journalism. Okay. All right. Well, we are a panel show. We're just here to talk about stuff. I can't really go out to Oregon and start investigating. Then who's going to host the show?
Right.
But I think there is something to the notion of we jump to a conclusion based upon what our biases and prejudice are before we hear any of the facts. And the purpose of journalism, I think at least, I'm not a professional at it, but is to get to the truth. You look at all of the facts, you examine them, you're sober and objective in looking at them.
Right.
Today, we castigate a person immediately, and we've judged before having any of the facts.
I think there's a confusion between reporting and investigative journalism. When you're reporting at an event and you're reporting
when, where, why, how.
Exactly. You're
Right.
saying, okay, there are claims that the shooter said these comments. That's reporting. That's not making any assumption. That's what we do.
Right. Yeah, but what do we have to investigate? The guy was crazy, and he went in there and killed people based on their religion. That's it.
Well,
there's nothing to investigate.
Agreed.
The intent is still questionable.
Right.
The intent?
Yeah.
Craziness, yes. Intent, I think, is still open to debate. But what's true, there is no issue like gun control that gets flogged by both sides in the absence of facts. And we got to get better at that.
Yeah, it seems like sides take a side and start rooting for,
Exactly.
oh, if it's a Muslim, then we could blame immigration. And, oh, if it's Tea Partier, then we could blame conservatives. And you see it on the internet. It's disgusting. Anyway, if you want to weigh in on any of the issues we talk about here, go to newsmaxtv.com/comments. As you see, we read them on the air. Up next, it's time for Yay or Nay. This is Daily Wrap.